Enhancing sentence. CBI seeks the death penalty for RG convict. There are two words here. Three words rather. First one is enhance. Enhance means what? Improve. Make something better. Enhance means to improve. And the second one, death penalty. Death penalty, I told many a time. What is the other one? Capital punishment. Capital punishment, death penalty both mean the same. They gave life imprisonment. Instead of that, they want capital punishment to the convict verb form, convict noun form. That is very important. Here, how do you pronounce this? Convict. Here, convict is a noun. But as a verb, we say convict. That difference you have to recollect. I've told you guys many a time. Next one, high and arbitrary. MP slam a user development fee charged by airports. There are two words here. One is arbitrary. It goes with decision making. Arbitrary means based on someone's, one of the meanings, based on someone's whims and fancies, not based on reason or rationality. Arbitrary, that is one thing. Exactly. Very good, Pavani. And the other one here, slam, we have got many a time. To criticize, to attack strongly, we use the word slam. One meaning. What is the other meaning? Slam means, imagine I'm very angry. I close the door with a lot of force. Then what do I say? I slammed the door. Don't slam the door. Goes with everyday English. Then we have not holding back. EU in for tariffs, 10% for China, says Trump. We all know after assuming power, Trump came up with a lot of changes, brought in a lot of changes. This deals with tariffs on the economy front. Some countries have to pay 25%, some 10%. It is regarding that particular dimension. Wealth imbalance. The oligarchy we see today, concentration of economic power in an unequal world. This is an important one. And today, the other day, Donald Trump, when he sworn in, many heads of tech companies, they were there, and a comment came out. It looked like he is going to be directed by the people who head tech companies, like the CEOs, all those people. And when a particular country or an organization is controlled by a few people, a group of people, we use the word oligarchy. An important term you have to remember. Exactly. And these are the small group of people, usually either very rich or intellectuals of the highest order. Then we use the word oligarchy. You may get under one word substitution because this word has been in the limelight. Now it has become the buzzword. What is the meaning of buzzword? Any word that is in the limelight, we say buzzword, important. And when you look at unequal world, that expression, you have to think of haves and have-nots. If you take the world, we have the rich and the poor. For that we also say haves and have-nots. Haves means rich people. Have-nots, poor people. Poor people, we use words like downtrodden, underprivileged, marginalized, grassroots level, backward communities. Sizzling show. Varun Abhishek star for India in first T20. You all know India won the match yesterday, and two players on the Indian front, they played extremely well. Is it buffering? If at all, wait for a few seconds. Don't worry about that. Only for a few seconds. And only one student says we don't consider. That means some problem at your end, not at our end. Pavani says no. Nothing wrong with streaming. I was talking about two players played well. One, the bowler Varun, and the player, cricket batter Abhishek. And they sizzling show, means they did extremely well. Varun got 3 wickets. Abhishek, I think 79 or 80, played extremely well. What is the main headline over here? 13 killed as train runs over passengers amid fire scare. An unfortunate incident based on rumors of fire. A particular train, someone pulled a chain, and when the train stopped, they jumped off the train and they tried to cross the other track. That time another train came and hit them. In that, 13 people killed as train runs over passengers amid fire scare. Run over. A bus, a train hits someone, then we say run over. He was ran over by a bus. Here ran over by a train. And amid means in the middle of. You can also use the word amidst. Both mean the same but for the spelling. And scare, fear. Scared of someone or something means what? Afraid of someone or something. Unfortunate incident, 13 people died because of rumor. Scare, not rumor, scare. Ensure victory for BJP in Delhi poll, says Modi. This goes with elections in Delhi and appeal by the Prime Minister. It is easy to understand. All the words are simple words. Then we have Marco Rubio meets Jaishankar, calls for talks with. Call for, we have got many a time. What does it mean? It's a phrasal verb. Demands for, exactly, Murli, very good. Pavani also. Talks with India on illegal migration. I'm sure many of you know, when you see the word migration, you have to think of words like migration, immigration, emigration, exodus, diaspora, and persecution, all these words. And because of Trump's decision, a lot of Indians have to come back. It talks about that because they are into illegal migration. Here we have a snippet, burials to be held in designated graveyards only. Burials to be held, passive voice, in designated graveyards. Designated means allotted in this context. And designation, noun form, a different meaning. Imagine someone works for a particular organization. He says, I work for so-and-so company. We ask a question, what is your designation? He may say manager, assistant manager. That is one thing. But here, designated for some purpose means allotted, designated graveyards. There are certain areas, what is the purpose? They have to be used as graveyards. So they have to be, the bodies have to be buried over there, not somewhere else. Burial ground, you all know that. Graveyard also we say. Graveyard, burials, designated. Only, usually I tell students the word only, we have to use before whatever it describes. But it does not go with current English or modern English. Exam point of view, we don't consider current English or modern English. Always remember. Here, imagine a sentence like, he has solved the two problems only. Conversation English, perhaps it is right, no one can question. But exam point of view, it is wrong. We have to say, he has solved only two problems. Only two problems. That is the correct order that you have to recollect. The front page of the Hindu paper today talks about deaths. First one talks about mishap based on the trains, and second one talks about road accidents in Karnataka. 14 killed in 2 road accidents in Karnataka. Here you can see the pic, strong impact. A crane lifts the truck that overturned in Yellapur on Wednesday, killing 10 persons. But headline says 14 killed. Bury the hatchet. Why bury the hatchet here? That goes with peace. Now we have flagship scheme for girls help combat bias. Prime Minister. First word is what? Flagship scheme. The word flagship is adjective. It means the most important. Imagine the government of India has many schemes, but one scheme is very important. We call it flagship scheme. Imagine a company produces many products, but it gets a lion's share of the profits from one particular product. We call that product flagship product of the company. The most important. Flagship scheme for girls helped combat. Combat means what? Fight. Very good. Madhavi. Fight. And fight what? Bias. You all know today we have gender disparity, inequality, and based on that, prejudice, bias, persecution, all these words you have to recollect. Fight bias, important words. JDU's lone MLA withdraws support to government in Manipur. Withdraw, withdrew, withdrawn. It goes with cash usually from ATM or from the bank. But here, to go back to not to support someone or something, withdraw the support. It is related to polity. That's all for today. Because I could not start 9, I have done with the front page. Let us go to the editorial page and see what is there. Based on the time factor, I will decide whether to touch or not to touch. But I brought the exercise related to mocks, mini mocks. First one talks about the US president. Second one talks about climate change. But what time is it? Already almost 9:30. I cannot talk about that here. I'm sorry. Try to read both the editorials. Now, it's almost 9:30. I will go directly to the mocks. I have brought 10 questions. That will take some time. And please go through these two. Tomorrow I will bring one exercise based on these. I could not do the editorial yesterday because of a tight schedule. And based on yesterday's editorial, there is a mini mock. Try to answer these questions. First one deals with columns. Match the parts from column A and column B to form meaningful sentences. Here you have 3 sentences and 3 sentences, parts you have to match. Please read this one. Yashwant says 1B. There are nearly 1,600 pardons issued. Then you have to think of the preposition by whom. The question, by the Trump administration stirred controversy. Yes, here we can use 1. The federal government trifecta could significantly affect India's economy. Refers to control of all 3 branches of government. Which one is correct? I'll write here, 1 is what? 1B. Now try to answer second one. Second one is C. Here we have a clue. Tri means how many? 3. Based on that, refers to control of all 3 branches of government. Based on that, we have 2C. And what is the next one? The proposed tariffs on BRICS nations could significantly affect India's economy. Based on that, we have 3A. What is the correct order? Yes, 1B, 2C, 3A. I think I started with the wrong one. Anyhow, please read the first one. First one is what? Error location. That question we may get somewhere. Try to spot the error. Identify the part of the sentence that contains an error. The manager is confident that the project will be completed in the stipulated time frame. No, start with the first question. This is the first question. 1D. What is wrong with D? I appreciate your response, but you have to, if you can give the reason, would be better. The manager, nothing wrong here. Singular, is confident, nothing wrong. That the project will be completed. This is also nothing wrong. It is in future passive voice. But we have a problem here. In the stipulated time frame, here we cannot use a preposition in. We have to use within. What is it? In the stipulated time period, wrong. Within the stipulated time period. In is wrong, we have to use within. Within the stipulated time period or within the stipulated time. No, no, no. Who is this? Swati has got it right. Within. That is a word you have to think of. Let us go to a question based on fillers. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate option. The company is facing financial difficulties and has decided to cut down on expenses. Cut down means reduce, an important phrasal verb. It goes with expenditure or your habits like number of cigarettes, number of teas you consume. What sort of expenses you try to cut down? Mandatory, it does not go with expenses. Minuscule means a little, again not the right combination. Foreseeable, you are going to see in future, then how can you control? Does not make any sense. So what is that? Extravagant. Answer is B. When you look at the word extravagant, you have to recollect important synonyms. What is the other word? Lavish. And also, someone spends money without thinking. What do we say? Spendthrift. Spendthrift spends money lavishly and extravagantly. You should also think of the word prodigal. Prodigy is a different word. It's a positive word. We say child prodigy. Child genius, we say child prodigy. That's a different word. Prodigal is a negative word. Prodigal means spendthrift, spending money lavishly or extravagantly. All these you have to recollect. Someone is rich, does not spend money, then you have to use the word stingy or miser. Miser, old English, now we use the word stingy. Let us go to the next one. Here we have again one more question based on columns. Try to get these correct. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. Ingenious, very good. Yashwant, I appreciate that. 1B. The government has implemented strict measures. Implemented, the importance not correct. The employee is not correct. Implemented what? Strict measures, they form a pair. Here B. The manager appreciated. The manager appreciated. What is the connecting one? The importance of digital infrastructure. The employees for their teamwork. This seems right. C. The pandemic highlighted the importance of digital infrastructure. Not exactly, but in a way. Perhaps we can solve to some extent. What is the correct order? 1B, 2C, BA. Very good. You guys got it right. Next question. Word usage. Choose a sentence where the given word is used correctly. What is the given word here? Diffuse. Where has it been used correctly? Of the 4 sentences. The water started to diffuse a fire. The teacher helped diffuse a tension among students. The perfume diffused a pleasant smell. He managed to diffuse a lamp's brightness. No, no. Answer is Ravi Kumar got it right. B is the answer. Here, water started to diffuse a fire, not the right combination. Second, The third one, the perfume diffuse, grammatically wrong. He managed to diffuse the lamp's brightness, wrong combination. What is the answer? The teacher helped, it goes with the tensions, anxiety, fear, diffuse the tension among students. You have to look at the combination, very important. Answer is B. Find the synonym of the given word, tenacious. An important word. Diffuse means reduce or decrease. But English is a combinational language. You cannot make your own combinations. It goes with tensions, anxiety, fear, all these aspects. Tenacious means what? Persistent. Fragile. No. Fragile means delicate. You should think of the word brittle, reluctant, weak. Persistent. Tenacious means in spite of problems, you continue with your work. Then you are persistent. We also use the word tenacious. While preparing for competitive exams, you should have tenacious attitude, that mindset, very important. Antonym of the given word, obsolete. What is the opposite of I wish I had tenacity like the Prime Minister? Good, I appreciate that. I wish I had. That is expressing wishes and desires. I don't have. Idea is present tense negative. Present changes to past, negative form changes to affirmative. Based on that, we have to say, I wish I had the tenacity of the Prime Minister. Obsolete means what? Outdated, ancient, neglected, not relevant here. So what is opposite? Modern. Very good. Here we have the words and the meanings you have to match, not the sentences. 3 words, 3 meanings you have to match. Benevolent, ambiguous, resilient. All are important words. They have been given many a time. Benevolent means what? If one student responds, then I will give the answer. 1B, Jayalakshmi says, kind and generous. Very good. B, benevolent means kind and generous. I tell students, usually if you take a dictator, an autocrat, a despot, no one likes them. They're very strict and they try to suppress people. But when we want discipline, I tell students, India needs a benevolent dictator. Benevolent dictator. Dictator kind of attitude to inculcate discipline, but benevolent mindset for the welfare of the public. Remember the combination? Benevolent dictator. Ambiguous means what? Not clear, open to more than one interpretation, or obscure or vague. Answer is C. Resilient nature, capable of recovering quickly. Resilient nature, to be able to face the problems, withstand the problems, and emerge victorious without giving up. Then we say you have that resilient nature. While preparing for competitive exams, you should be resilient, very important. Error location, this is also quite challenging. Read meticulously and try to get it right. Donald Trump has sworn in as the 47th president of the US after his decisive victory in the November 2024 elections. Not easy, mind you, got to read carefully. Answer, there is an error in the 4th part. Here, in the November 2024 election, not elections, it should be in the singular form. The word should be in the singular form. November 2024 election, presidential election, not elections. Singular. Not easy. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate option. The Trump administration issued of executive orders in its first week. Okay, sir. 9A. Very good, within no time. A slew of executive orders. Slew means many, a range, many at a time. We use, it goes with measures, it goes with policies. Very good. Answer is the first one. Scarcity not relevant, fraction not relevant, minimal not relevant. Column A, column B. Again, you try to match these three. There are nearly 1,600 pardons issued. I think this has been repeated. Repeat question. We have done already this one. Not repeat. We started with this one, completed. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Lack of time, I could not do the editorial analysis, but from tomorrow, regular pattern, headlines from the front page, editorial analysis, and mini mocks. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.